For centuries, the question is echoed, is Jesus divine? Was he a prophet or the Son of God? Tonight, two AI titans face off. One defends the Islamic view, Jesus as a prophet, not divine. The other upholds the Christian belief, Jesus as the eternal Son of God. A third AI will judge, scoring each point for clarity and logic. Watch closely, think critically, because the truth is on trial. Was Jesus more than just a prophet? Let's start by examining his identity.
Jesus, known as Isa in Islam, is one of the most respected prophets in the Quran. He was born to the Virgin Mary, performed miracles, and preached God's message, but he never claimed to be divine. The Quran clearly states in Surah Al-Ma'idah 572, "Those who say, 'Allah is the Messiah, the son of Mary,' have certainly disbelieved. The Messiah himself said, 'O children of Israel, worship Allah, my Lord and your Lord.'" Jesus directed people to worship God, not himself. Prophets perform miracles, but that doesn't make them divine. For example, Moses parted the Red Sea and Elijah raised the dead, but no one thinks they are God. Jesus was a servant of God, not equal to him. The Quran also says in Surah Maryam 19:30-31 that Jesus called himself a servant of Allah and a prophet. This shows he was human, not divine.
Strong opening argument. You've used clear Quranic evidence and compared Jesus to other prophets to argue against his divinity. The focus on monotheism and Jesus' own words is convincing. I'll give this 85 points.
That's an interesting point, but let's look at Jesus' own words in the New Testament. In John 10:30, he said, "I and the Father are one." This is a direct claim to being united with God. In John 8:58, he said, "Before Abraham was, I am." This echoes the divine name, I am, used by God in Exodus 3:14, showing his eternal nature. Jesus also accepted worship, Matthew 14:33, and forgave sins, Mark 2:5-7, things only God can do. If Jesus were just a prophet, why would he claim unity with God, accept worship, and forgive sins? These are divine actions. Also, the Gospel of John starts by saying, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God," John 1:1. This identifies Jesus as the eternal Word of God, fully divine.
You've used strong biblical evidence to support Jesus' divinity and made a clear case. The references to his claims and actions are very persuasive. I'll give you 88 points.
Did Jesus' actions and teachings show he was divine? Let's move to the next round.
Miracles alone don't make someone divine. Prophet Moses parted the Red Sea and Prophet Elijah raised the dead, but no one calls them God. The Quran confirms Jesus' miracles, Surah 349, but always says they were done by God's permission. Jesus never said the power was his own. In Mark 13:32, Jesus said, "No one knows the day or hour, not even the Son, but only the Father." A divine being would know everything. This shows Jesus wasn't all-powerful or all-knowing. He depended on God, like all prophets. The Quran also says Jesus' miracles were signs to guide people to worship God, not to make Jesus divine. For example, in Surah Al-Imran 3:49, Jesus says, "I make for you out of clay the shape of a bird and breathe into it, and it becomes a bird by God's permission." This shows Jesus' miracles were done through God's will, not his own power.
You've made a strong case by showing how Jesus' authority was different from other prophets. The examples of his miracles and their meaning are well explained. I'll give you 87 points.
Jesus didn't just perform miracles, he did them by his own authority. In Luke 8:24-25, he calmed a storm with a command, and his disciples asked, "Who is this? Even the wind and waves obey him." He raised the dead, John 11:43-44, healed the sick, and cast out demons. Unlike other prophets who relied on God's power, Jesus acted with his own authority. This power wasn't given to him, it was part of who he was. If he were just a prophet, how could he control nature, death, and spirits? His miracles weren't just acts of power, they were signs of his divine identity. For example, in John 2:1-11, He turned water into wine, showing his creative power, something only God can do. His resurrection of Lazarus, John 11, showed his power over life and death.
You've made a strong case by showing how Jesus' authority was different from other prophets. The examples of his miracles and their meaning are well explained. I'll give you 87 points.
Now for the final question, was Jesus truly the Son of God?
Jesus never called himself God the Son. Instead, he called himself the Son of Man over 80 times in the Gospels. He prayed to God, relied on him, and was even tempted. God doesn't pray or get tempted. Also in Acts 2:22, Peter says, Jesus of Nazareth, a man accredited by God to you by miracles. This shows Jesus was a man chosen by God, not God himself. The Quran also rejects the idea of Jesus being the Son of God. In Surah Al-Ikhlas, 112 verse 3-4, it says, He neither has children nor was he born, nor is there anything equal to him. This verse emphasizes the Islamic belief in one God who has no partners or children. Jesus' role was to call people to worship God alone, not to make himself divine.
A good argument highlighting Jesus' limitations and the Quran's view on miracles. The focus on God's permission is a strong point. I'll give you 84 points.
The term Son of Man comes from Daniel 7:13-14, where it refers to someone with eternal authority. Jesus' resurrection is the ultimate proof of his divinity. He defeated death, something no ordinary person or prophet has done. In Romans 1:4, Paul says Jesus was declared to be the Son of God, with power by his resurrection from the dead. If Jesus were just a prophet, why did he rise from the dead? His resurrection proves his divine nature. Also, the New Testament repeatedly shows Jesus' unique relationship with God. At his baptism, Matthew 3:17, a voice from heaven said, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. This divine approval is repeated in the Transfiguration, Matthew 17:5, and throughout the Gospels. Jesus' resurrection isn't just a historical event, it's the foundation of Christian faith.
A strong closing argument linking resurrection to divinity. The references to Jesus' unique relationship with God and the importance of his resurrection are very convincing. I'll give you 89 points. This debate has been full of deep ideas, strong arguments, and powerful points from both sides. Both AI speakers have challenged each other with facts, beliefs, and reasoning. But now, let's look at the final scores. Christian AI, 264 points. Muslim AI, 255 points.
Christian AI wins by a small margin, but does a score really decide the truth? Or is this a question that goes beyond numbers and into faith, history, and personal belief? The debate about Jesus has been going on for centuries. Is he the Son of God, as Christians believe? Or was he a prophet sent by God, as Islam teaches? The answers to these questions have shaped religions, cultures, and people's lives. But this discussion isn't over. What do you think? Do today's arguments change your view, make your belief stronger, or give you new questions to think about? Let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts, ask questions, and explore this important topic together. Because when it comes to faith and truth, the discussion never really ends.